What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to a relieved and rather happy player ratings video here on Anfield Agenda. The Reds travelled over to Germany, came from behind and beat Eintracht Frankfurt by 5-1, a result that hopefully inspires some confident performances ahead, and Arne should stick, in my opinion, to this system. We've got Brentford 8 PM on Saturday night, and hopefully Arne looks at what happened tonight and carries some of those players into that game, because there was a lot of good performances out there, and I'm going to do my best to go through and score them. So if you haven't joined us for a player ratings video before, this is what you can expect. You're going to see two images on each player card. The one in the upper right hand corner is the average Anfield Agenda audience score, and the large central square is my score. If you'd like to submit your ratings going forward, you have to join up to the Anfield Agenda WhatsApp community. Just scan the QR code in the bottom right hand corner or use the link in the description of this video and you'll be able to submit them going on. Until then, let's get cracking. And look, we'll start off with the referee. And I said it during the watch along, and I'm going to say it again. That was one of the best refereeing performances that I have seen for quite a while. Honestly, I know we won the game and people might think, yeah, you won, of course you're going to be happy. I said it when we were still trailing. He was a very, very good referee, and I thought that he managed that game magnificently well. So for me, I'm giving the referee a score of 9 because I thought it was near faultless. And the audience have gone for, what is a high score for them, of 7.5 for the ref. Next up, we move on to Georgi Mamardashvili. A difficult one to score this because, of course, we did concede a goal, but he did make some good saves as well. Still getting to grips with what life is like with him behind the back four, but they need to remember he is left-footed, so start playing the ball back there. Other than that, though, look, I don't really have too much to complain about tonight with Georgie, so for me, I'm going to give him a score of 6.5, and the Anfield Agenda audience average score is 6.4. Now, I should make it clear that I don't actually know the audience's score. Connor uploads them remotely, so I'm finding out in real time how close or far away they are to my scores. 6.4 for the audience, 6.5 for me. Next up, Jeremy Frimpong, who Arne Slot has confirmed did hurt his hamstring and James Pearce said should be out for a few weeks at least. And it isn't great for Jeremy, who's just come back from another injury, but I guess whether it's bad news for one, there's good news for the other, and I thought Conor Bradley was really good when he came on. Very difficult to score for Jeremy because, of course, he wasn't on the pitch all that long. Do hope he can get back soon because, you know, plenty of football left to be played. So, for me, I'm going to give him a score of 5 because it's very difficult to score based off limited amounts of football, and the audience have gone there for a 5.2. Next up, Ibrahim Kanade. Brilliant. Brilliant. Great to see both of them. Both of our centre-backs get on the score sheet with towering dominant headers, and I thought they looked far more confident tonight. The goal that we conceded, I'm annoyed about, but not really for any one individual outside of WIRTZ who lost the ball up the other end of the pitch. But I thought both of our centre-backs dominated tonight and limited Frankfurt to, well, a sniff of chances in the second half. So I'm going to say for the big man, an 8 from me, and it's a 7.4 average score for Kanade from the Anfield Agenda audience. Next up, our captain, Virgil van Dijk. And look, for the life of me, I don't know how he was given the man of the match by the Champions League. Not because I don't think he played well. I just think it was very clearly Dominic Szoboszlai who was the best player out there. But great from our captain tonight as well. He keeps talking about blocking out the outside noise. Well, maybe he just needs to hear a little bit of it, because if they respond like that, we're definitely going in the right direction. And I'm sure he's happy with his goal. We're certainly all happy with his goal, and a very good dominant defensive performance from Virgil. So for me, I'm giving our captain an 8.5, and the audience have gone a bit lower there with an average score for Virgil of 7.5. Next up, Andy Robertson deserved to come in for Milos Kerkez, and I think deserves to start again at the weekend in place of Milos Kerkez. We looked more comfortable with him out there. Virgil looked more comfortable with him out there, and he thought that he just gave us a lot more attacking threat as well. So for Andy Robertson today, I'm going to give him a score of 8, and the Anfield Agenda audience a score of 7.2. Now look, I'm not getting too carried away here. I said all week we should be beating Eintracht Frankfurt. They have been beaten by some heavy score lines. And when we went 1-0 behind, I was fearing the worst. But they dug in, they stuck to their task, and they got the job done. And I hope it fills them with confidence ahead of the game against Brentford. Now, speaking of confidence, this man on the screen right now, Curtis Jones, is oozing it. Came on against Manchester United, really made a difference, and deserved to start in place tonight, which I thought he was probably maybe top 3 best performers out there for us. Himself, WIRTZ, and Szoboszlai for me. You can maybe throw in Virgil as well. But my score for Curtis Jones is a 9. And the Anfield Agenda audience score a bit lower to 7.6. And come on, folks, he was better than the 7.6. Give the man his flowers. Next up is Dominic Szoboszlai. Incredible goal from Dom tonight. I mean, we know he has it in his locker, but just an all-around great performance and a reminder why he should be in central midfield and not shoehorned in at right back. Great from Dom tonight. I think he was the man of the match. He was voted your Anfield Agenda man of the match with 42% of over 8,000 votes cast. Score for me is a 9.5, almost impeccable from Dom. Anfield Agenda audience for Dominic Szoboszlai, a score of 8.6. Do let me know in the comments though whether you agree or disagree with the scores you're seeing. Next up, Florian Wirtz. I do find him somewhat culpable for giving away possession for the first goal or their goal, but after that, brilliant. Much better, looked far more confident, and as you can see, he is starting to understand what his teammates want, and they're starting to understand what he's all about. I've never had a single doubt in my mind that this kid was going to become a superstar, and hopefully this is the start on that road. We need more consistent performances from him, but today I thought that was very good. So it's an 8 from me, and a little bit higher, an 8.2 from the Anfield Agenda audience. Next up, Cody Gakpo. Got himself a goal today, which I think somebody pointed out to me is 3 in a row now. 3 games in a row he scored in, and well done, Cody. I thought he put in a decent shift. Don't think he was outstanding, but certainly don't think he did too much wrong. Still would like to see another look on the left-hand side occasionally from Arna, but tonight I'm giving Cody a score of 7, and the audience has gone a bit higher there with a 7.6. Ugo Ekitike. Obviously a very emotional night from going back to Frankfurt. Didn't really celebrate the goal, and look, I don't blame him. You know, he was very well looked after there at Frankfurt, but it was a really, really good goal with a great assist from Andy Robertson as well. That is what you want to see from your centre forward, running on goal. He had the awareness as well to run across the front of the trailing centre back, who had 2 options then: either foul him and get sent off, or let him go through and see what he can do. And he took the latter, and Ekitike stuck it away. So I thought he was brilliant tonight. Got a start again against Brentford at the weekend, and I am giving him an 8.5, and the audience have gone there for a score for Hugo of 8.2. Next up, Alexander Isak, who the manager confirmed felt his groin. So I'm not saying he felt Arna's groin, because that would be all kinds of wrong, but he felt some pain and discomfort in his groin. Now, what that means going forward, I really don't know. If it's going to be a spell on the sidelines or just a bit of precaution for a while, truly don't know the answer. But I started to see some signs of an understanding of how we can link him up. Still isn't anywhere near what we would want, but he did have a couple of chances tonight. One the keeper smothered quite well when he came out. I think it was Dom lifted one over the top, and then another one he forced the keeper to save at his near post. So he's not getting too far away, and I feel like once he hits a couple, we'll really be cracking. So tonight I'm giving him a score of 6.5, and the audience have gone a bit lower there with a 5.7. Next up, Connor Bradley. Absolutely exceptional. Exceptional. He was a huge difference maker. Never a good thing to see one of our players go off injured. But this is a chance now for Connor Bradley to really establish himself as Arna's right back, because he had it all there tonight. Power, direct running, pace, an eye for goal, an eye for a pass. I thought it was really, really impressive from Connor. So tonight I'm giving him a score of 8.5. And I don't know what game the audience were looking at with a score of 7.1, because I'm telling you now, he deserves more than that. Connor Bradley was very, very good, and probably unlucky not to get himself a goal as well. Had a header down into the ground that bounced up and saved by the keeper, but look, I thought he was brilliant. Next up, Fede Chiesa, who came on a half-time, obviously, to replace Isak, and again, showed what he's all about and why he should be starting, and hopefully at Brentford he does get that start. I don't know what more he has to do to convince the manager to give him a start, but you're convinced, I'm convinced. I think most Liverpool fans around the world are, and today was another very good, determined, energy-driven, just fantastically positive performance from Chiesa. So I'm giving him an 8. The audience have gone much lower again there with a 6.8, but I thought Fede did very well when he came on. Next up, Mohamed Salah. So we got to talk about the ball he didn't square to Wirtz, because, you know, I don't use the word selfish much when it comes to Mo. I've defended him against those accusations from others for a long time, but that was selfish. There's no two ways about it. We got to call a spade a spade. That was selfish. He could have got Wirtz's first goal, and he chose to be greedy, and he didn't score. Unacceptable. In that moment, anybody else would have squared the ball to him, and the right thing to do was to square the ball. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go and have a look at a still image of it. It was a simple tap-in for Wirtz if he squares it, and he chose not to. Then Lewis Steele said, at the end of the game, he went down the tunnel with a strap on, And if he's angry, he's only got one person to be angry at, and that's himself. Because Arne rightly left him on the bench, brought him on, and he could have had a hat-trick. But he scored none, and he fluffed the chance to square one to WIRTZ. So for me, Salah gets a score of 5. And the Anfield Agenda audience, seemingly feeling similar, with a score there from Mo of 4.9. Now remember, this is nobody saying that Mo hasn't been a legend. This is nobody saying that Mo was finished. We're saying that what we're seeing now doesn't deserve to start. And if you say otherwise, I think you're just being delusional. I don't want hate at Mo. I don't want anyone to say he's finished. But right now, in this particular moment, he doesn't deserve to be starting. And I think everybody that's saying that is more than fair. Next up, McAllister. Do you know what? I actually thought Macca did well when he came on. Now, I still don't think he's ready to be going back into the starting 11 yet, because we haven't seen the best of him this season. With Szoboszlai playing as well as he has, WIRTZ starting to settle in. The competition for places there, along with Curtis Jones as well, is going to be difficult. But I thought Macca did well when he came on. Certainly better than against United. So for me, I'm giving him a score today of 6. And the audience has gone a bit lower with an average score there for Alexis of 5.6. Joe Gomez, again, good to see him get minutes. You know, it was the right thing to do to get Ibu off with 15 to go. Give him a little breather. A lot of football being played and a lot more to be played. Giving Joe minutes and resting Canade can only be a good thing. And I think Joe did well when he came on. So I'm going to give Joe a 6.5. And the audience have gone a little bit lower there with an average score of 5.9. And finally, Arne Slot. And look, we've all called out his lack of dropping Mo and his lack of holding players to account. We've talked about the lack of urgency in our play. And tonight we looked very, very different. The balance looked much better. For me, it looked like a 4-4-2. But of course, feel free to let me know if you think differently. And I think he has to carry on with that. The team looked more comfortable. We looked like we were able to progress better. And yes, the level of opponent has something to do with it as well. But it was a change that was needed. He made it and it worked. So let's keep going with it. For me tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I want to give the manager his praise when he deserves it. So I'm going to give him an 8 tonight. And the audience have gone a little bit lower there with a score of 7.7 for Arne. So look, that is it for the Anfield Agenda player ratings. But of course, do let me know your thoughts in the comment section. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button. And of course, we would love you to subscribe. I'll be back tomorrow with a 4:30 news video. And of course, an 8:45 PM late night agenda. Thank you for watching. I hope you had a good one. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.